Well, hello and welcome to the Sia podcast. I have some very great, we have.
We do have.
We
Yes.
have some very great friends with us today. Great friends, what are your names?
I'm Andrea.
Vic.
Vic as in
Victor.
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 So we have you guys on today because you guys shared an amazing story at Sia. We can only share a little bit of it in the service, but we wanted to be able to talk to you guys about your story and just really dive deeper into it because it really is a story of redemption. It's a story of hope and a story of just like God's love and restoration. Because today we are talking about purity. The topic is purity. And I don't know about you, John, but right now we're living in a culture where even just that word purity is so tainted. It's like people don't want to talk about it. It gives them an ugly taste in their mouth because I think in a lot of ways maybe the church has not done a great job at even just on the topic. It's been very taboo and so the best thing that we can do is just bring people on to just share their story, and maybe someone out there can just relate with us. I just want to ask, so what would you say to a girl out there who is in that place of where she's doing something that she knows in her heart, this is not what God has for me, and I know I don't want to be doing this. And maybe she's just she feels stuck. What would you say to that girl right now?
I think, so in our relationship, how do I say it without sounding mean? I felt stuck, I felt stuck because I really wanted that relationship, but I didn't want to wait in that moment for God's best. Not putting yourself in those environments, but if it's she can't get herself out of there, I think definitely reaching out to someone that can maybe get her out of that environment because there's so much help out there. You don't have to do it on your own. And I thought I had to do it on my own. I thought I was the only one dealing with my struggles and my sin. But now that I've opened up to some people, they're like, wow, I didn't know that. But you can relate with so many people. So just knowing that you're not the only one going through that.
Yeah.
I think that's huge because the enemy will want to make you feel like your anxiety is worse than someone else's or your sin's worse than someone else's. But everyone goes through it, so not to get stuck in that and just maybe reach out to someone that has gone through the same thing, or even if they haven't gone through the same thing, that's exactly what God wants for us. He wants community, and He doesn't want us to be alone.
That's
and
good.
He put that community right there so that we can go through things with them and not have to do it on our own, So just knowing that you don't have to do it on your own and that you can relate to others and just
I think that's so important. The environment you're placing yourself in. I know me, speaking just from total personal experience, I was once in an environment where everyone was doing this. And so it was this is the thing we do, and we go to church. So it was we go to church and we just live our life. And literally had no conviction because I didn't think anything was wrong, And one, I was not seeking God fully. And so everything else just kind of stemmed from that. But when I completely put myself in a new environment, I started digging into the Word. I started knowing His heart. God brought people around me. It was complete shift. And it was we don't do that, that's not what we do anymore. If I'm actually a Christ follower, I gotta follow Christ, And so I like that you're just saying put yourself in an environment where you're thriving, because I know that it's almost impossible. If you're just in an environment that is oh, well, it's like, don't eat out of the cookie jar, but I'm surrounded by cookies, and it's like, how am I going to not eat a cookie? There's cookies everywhere. So I think those are like really practical ways that we can get a leg up on like this walk,
So, Victor, a question for you specifically as a man. What would you say to, someone watching this that has a girlfriend, and maybe he doesn't understand the depth of what it means to be pursuing a woman from a purity standpoint? And obviously, if this woman is to be his wife, there's so much that comes with marriage. So, what is some advice overall, whether it's marriage advice for a young man who is married, or dating advice for someone who's trying to be more serious with this girl? Like, what are ways that you would tell him to treat a woman correctly, and whether it is purity or just as what a woman needs in God's eyes? What would you say to someone watching right now who's in that?
First is we know. We know when it's right and we know when it's not. So, if you're asking that question and saying like, am I doing it right? Or, how do I do it?
Right.
It's already a sign to say, hey, who can I reach out to?
Right.
And don't go reaching out to another girl. Don't go reaching out to another woman. Oh, yeah, hey, how can I treat her? No, it has to come from a man's point.
Absolutely.
And be accountable. I always want to go to that because that's very important. That's I want to say that's a principle. Because that's what's gonna get you to that point, and you're gonna be like, man, I couldn't have done it without God, and having someone there.
Yeah.
Be aware if you're asking those questions. Say, okay, this who can I open up to, and I don't want to sound mean, but like, let's not be dummies.
That's beautiful.
We know, we know right from wrong, and we feel it. And don't just try running it by yourself, because
Right.
A football team, a basketball team, you don't win it by yourself. You win it as a
100%.
team.
Yeah.
And that's what you want, to honor God first, and that's the way you're going to be able to honor your partner, your wife, your girlfriend. You need to honor God first.
What would you say, Victor? How far is too far?
If you think about it twice, it's already shouldn't.
Like,
Shouldn't.
if you're dating, someone's out here dating, and let's say they're like kissing, and then you're making out, right? What would you say the line is? Like, what would you tell your sons? Hey, you should stop before it gets here, or you're being like a knucklehead and you're going to hurt your soul. You know what I mean?
Real quick, for me, I think it would. I think for me it would be like, if it makes your mind want to go somewhere else and like want to do something more, even if you don't necessarily go ahead and like do it. Like, if it just makes your mind want to go there, like it's already too much.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's like, because I think like for some people, like kissing might be okay, like it will be okay for them, and that's all it is. It's like we're kissing.
Yeah.
Or some people it will be like, we're kissing, but like, oh, this is making me feel some type of way, and like now I want to do something else, So it's like I think it's different with everyone, but yeah, definitely if it makes your mind want to go somewhere else, then it's not okay.
Stop.
Yeah, and at the moment where, if your intention is a kiss, but at the moment you're kissing, you're like, well, my hand wants to do this, or I want to get closer, that's already like a stop. Or and it's too much where you are testing yourself.
Yeah.
How far can I go? How
Right.
And that's where it's like, hey, you're crossing it.
Yeah.
Nope.
100%.
Pull back. Pump the brakes.
Like 6 Bibles between, like
Go and open them.
Open them.
Yes.
6 feet.
Study
distance.
Bible.
We should've-
Ephesians 5.
Yep.
Just
Come
playing.
on.
So me being someone who dated really young, like I remember I was very insecure growing up. So when someone did, like me romantically, because that was, what I was longing for, it was like, oh, they like me romantically, I got to keep them. This is the only way I keep them. So this, it was just tough because the first person I was ever with, as he was my boyfriend, like he wasn't a Christian. And it's crazy because I don't know if this is how you feel, but like girls, like even while they're kissing, like they in their head are thinking the whole time. Like they're like, I kind of want to stop, but I don't know how to like say stop because I don't want to kill your vibe, or I don't want to but I'm already feeling guilty and we haven't even gotten there yet. A lot of times we're thinking it, we're like, I want to stop, but I don't know how to, I don't want to make you feel bad,
Yeah, and that's the thing, like in that moment, like you're not thinking about honoring God, you're thinking about honoring that person and how they're going to feel. But it's like, yeah, like you have to put them side by side, like God and this person. Like, I think you always have to go back to like, who is this honoring?
That's good.
Wow.
It's not honoring God. So
really
it's
good.
like, that's it,
Yeah. You guys are the best.
Thank you.
You can get deep.
I could get deep. I could keep talking.
You're
Bananas.
a deep guy.
No, but we
You're
need
sensitive guy, right? That's what you were saying?
See.
I love it though. Yeah.
Firm muscles, soft heart. That's it right there.
Come on now.
That's it right there.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
it.
well, thanks for being with us today, guys. Thanks for blessing us with your story, and excited to hear all the other stories that are going to come out because of this. I know that there's freedom in sharing, and there's freedom in...
It definitely is.
Yeah, so I know someone's going to receive that today. So thanks for listening to the Sia podcast, and we will see you guys next time.